good job. They did go to the postseason in 2011. They ended up losing to the Broncos in the wild card game. But what's your reaction to Bruce Arians saying he was betrayed by the Pittsburgh Steelers, mostly Mike Tomlin, in that interview?
I think what you have to understand is process, and that's what comes out to me. I think that Mike Tomlin specifically then, and maybe even now, because he said they felt. Who was the they that felt? Mike Tomlin is one person. Sure. That means obviously front office, organizationally, the brain trust evaluates as they should self-assess, and they felt that we weren't where we needed to be, despite the fact that we had success. So I can understand why where Coach Arians and his wife were talking about is a direct response to Mike Tomlin as the head coach. But Mike Tomlin as the head coach answers to general manager, ownership, and so they have conversation and they make decisions. So I understand both sides of the equation.
To say, though, that you're going to get a raise and then in turn get fired or your contract is not renewed, that I would say
I'll give you a quick example, and I'll let you talk. I'll give you a quick example of that. We were talking about June Jones, your former coach. Yeah. When Jerry Glanville was fired, when I talked to June, I said, June, look, I need to get my contract redone. June told me, I'm going to redo. I'll help you redo your deal. And this was kind of he wasn't head coach, but the point of the matter was when he got the head coaching gig, all of a sudden he had forgot about that conversation we had, and I don't think he forgot about the conversation. I think the fact that the people up front and the powers that be in the front office made a decision saying we're not redoing his deal.
Sure.
So sometimes those things happen, and to where we have this peer relationship and conversation, but organizationally from above, it's a different decision that's made.
Yeah, I think the same thing that happened with you in June happened with Mike and Bruce. I think that he fully intended to get Bruce a raise. He wanted to, but then you got to look at the structure of that team: defense, defensive coach, run the football. So the GM is drafting guys based on what the coach wants to do to run the football and play good defense. Well, Bruce Arians, just like you heard him say, we threw it too much. It was a different style. It did a good job. It did a really good job. But it wasn't what they wanted, so that's what happened.
He also said too close, he felt, with Ben Roethlisberger. Can you take us inside what the relationship between a quarterback and an offensive coordinator is?
Well, offensive coordinator, quarterback coach, Bruce Arians, obviously relatable to the quarterback, so he's in that meeting room a lot. I talked to Dom Capers. I love Dom, but I only talked to him right before the game on Sundays. We had a little meeting about 30 minutes.
Check that comb over?
Yeah, check it out. Dom's got a quality hair, man.
He does.
Hair,
dude's rocked up, too.
Singular.
He's actually it's a great relationship between a quarterback and an offensive coordinator and a quarterback coach. So sometimes you can get too close. I've seen coaches get fired because they were too close to players. It happens. So.
Yeah. Needless to say, though, it worked out quite well for the Arizona Cardinals, who now have Bruce Arians as their head coach. Guys, you can see the
Tony Wiley, man. Tony in the picture. Look at Tony.
What's up, Tony? That is tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on HBO.